So, who is Fiona? Hi, Fiona.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me today.
So, Fiona is one of the youngest certified coaches in Hong Kong and Asia, ICFACC coach, a keynote speaker on multi-generation inclusion, and a trainer for corporate NGOs and business schools in Asia. Her professional background isn't traditional. Within 14 years, she worked for Shell, the oil company. She took on leadership roles in finance, digital transformation, operations in Germany, UK, and Hong Kong. And so she was the youngest head of customer operations in Shell. Yeah. And now she passionately supports leaders creating effective and engaging multi-generation teams. And she coaches future young talents to become inspiring future leaders. So, as a LinkedIn tradition, Fiona, we have to ask that question. Can you share with us one thing that's not on your LinkedIn profile?
So you already mentioned that my corporate career isn't really traditional. So my personal background, I would say, is also quite non-traditional. I was born in Malaysia. When I was 4, I moved to Germany with my family, basically lived all my life in Germany, spent a couple of years in the States, did my high school over there, and about 8 years ago, I moved to Hong Kong to rediscover my Asian heritage. So when you see my passport, it's actually a German passport, but it's issued in Hong Kong, and I was born in KL, so that's a little bit, which you wouldn't see actually on my LinkedIn profile.
Wow, that's very impressive. So Fiona uses LinkedIn a lot. She said that about 40% of her LinkedIn business comes from 30% of her business comes from LinkedIn profile, and she spent $0 on advertising. So when you were shooting a video, what are some of the tips and tricks? How long should it be? When should we post it? And what should the content be about? Should it be just professional on LinkedIn, or should we be more personal sometimes,
Right.
and review some of the more vulnerabilities that we have on a professional journey?
Yeah, I think first things first, you need to understand the goal of your LinkedIn strategy. So what is it that you really want to achieve with posting on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
So for me, in the initial stage, it was about amplifying my personal brand. Because when I asked others around me how would they introduce me, they would say that I'm a coach. And yes, that's not wrong, but I also want them to emphasize that I'm about bridging generational gaps. So I work with top management, but also with the young leaders in organizations, but also in business schools. And with LinkedIn, that was actually my goal. I wanted to amplify my personal brand. And so what I did is I created videos talking a lot about leadership. So never really emphasizing on what I actually do. So I never highlight about my services. I never really talk about like, this is my price range. So it's more subtle approach. And so I would say it's kind of more inbound marketing where people are already convinced when they approach me.